Hey baby, this is Roy. Welcome to the back of the classroom. Go ahead and turn the volume up because you don't want to miss this. Today we're talking about Law 35 from the 48 Laws of Power. The title of that is Master the Art of Timing. If you don't understand how important timing is, check out the chapter. It'll definitely help you understand a few things here and there. But this is what I got from it, right? So your timing is your tempo. You've learned to do things. You've learned to understand concepts at your own pace. You can't control how quick your brain develops something in the moment you're getting the information. The only thing you can do is learn to learn better, right? You read more books. You read with a level of understanding. Have the book you're reading in the dictionary next to you. So when you don't understand something, you can look up the word. The more words you know, the better you can articulate yourself. The more words you know, the better you can understand directions that you read, that you hear. So the different things that you're encountering, you can understand it quicker. If you don't understand a word, you're waiting to hear the whole sentence structure to understand what's being said to you, where when you're understanding every word that's said, you're already building a construct around what it is you're about to do next. So the more information you get, the better you move with it. The more you can understand what it is you're supposed to do, and you can execute with a level of efficiency that's required. So what's your speed? Work to your speed. Don't try to outpace yourself, but definitely don't go beneath what you're capable of. You want to perform and do things in a manner in which you can at your best optimal way of handling things. It's just best to do it in that manner, unless you're slowing yourself down for somebody else, whether you're teaching or you're trying to facilitate something. So your pace isn't what's needed. Your pace is the pace where others can understand it and grab the information, or what it is that you're doing your own way. So if you ever showed somebody how to do something, you're not doing it as fast as you know you can, because you're trying to make sure the other person gets it. Whereas if somebody says, hey, can you get this done for me by tomorrow? And you go, I'll have it done by the afternoon. Okay, great. You know what your pace is, you know what you can and you can't do, and you move accordingly. So when you get it done, of course, it's sooner than what they expected, but they have it. They can be more comfortable and relaxed. Whereas, let's say you build a house. You could build a house in a month. And somebody said, I could build a house in 15 days. You don't try to build a house in 15 days, because that's not what you can do. They can build a house in 15 days, and it takes you to build a house in a month. If your house is more structurally sound, it's on a good foundation, you made sure it's up to code and it's as strong and sturdy, insulated for the winter and summer, and it's spacious and it has everything that it needs, and you didn't skip out on anything, and you made sure everything that you had was up to par. Your house is better than a house that was possibly built in 15 days that doesn't meet code, doesn't have enough electric sockets, isn't insulated, it's just a shell. And there's nothing anyone can do about it because it's already built, and to add more or to fix it costs more than it's actually worth. So because you've actually did something better, and you did it at your pace, and you didn't allow yourself to be pressured, you have a better product. And that overall gives you a better product. So why would you move to a different pace other than what you're used to? So that's what they're pretty much trying to get at. So, and another thing, when you're working, you never want to seem like you're in a hurry. You don't want to look like you're rushed, because then it's like you're not in control. You're just looking for things, and you're not making sure everything is done the way it's supposed to, because you're in a rush. So there's an expression called haste make waste. If you're moving too fast and you're overlooking things, then things are obviously going to slip through the cracks, because you're not managing your time, which means things are going to happen without your control or without your oversight. And then overall, you're the one to be held accountable for it, because it's your project. It's in your area. It's supposed to be something that's under your umbrella of things that you're supposed to handle. So why rush when you can take your time, look over different things, and then make sure everything is happening the way it's supposed to? And then you also want to seem patient, because when people look at you and see that you're in control, you're somebody that they can go to and go, hey, got a question. They can look to your insight. They can look to your ability because you're in control. The more control you have, the more comfortable people are with you. The more people can see you can handle things, you can make sure things happen the way it needs to, and you're all right. But if you give somebody something other than the appearance of control, there's doubt. There's going to be things that people aren't going to be comfortable doing around you because, I don't know if they're up to par. And you just don't want to be in that. You don't want to be in those situations. You want to be able to flourish and do the things that you need to. Something else to consider. You want to be a detective. You need to know when the right moment is, right? When you play basketball, there's a certain point where they tell you you'll make the shot at the peak of the jump versus when you're landing or when you're about to take off. There's a time for everything. And you have to study, you have to pay attention, you have to look to your craft and understand when is the best time to do something. Does it make sense to build a house in the rain, or should you build your house on a sunny day? When should you lay down a foundation? When should you paint? There's an order and there's a process. Same thing with cooking. You have to preheat your oven when you want to cook, when you're putting something in the oven. Sometimes you need to put a coating in a pan before, no matter what it is that you're doing, there's a specific time to do something for the best results. And that's something that you have to look into. So even if you're dealing with people, know when to stop and listen. Hear what they have to say, and then know when to interject. Know when to execute and know when to hold back, right? Overall, best advice I've ever had. Pay attention to your surroundings. Know what's going on. It's better to be early to situate yourself, see how everybody's coming in, check everybody's temperature, see how they feel, so you know how to engage certain people. Because if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you blew the whole thing. Because you're now at a disadvantage. You're now rushing. I'm trying to catch up. Nah, but if you show up early and you're there, you can sit down, you can make sure you have everything you need, have your water, greet everybody, let everybody see that you're punctual and you're ready. And then when everybody else is catching up, you've already checked with everybody. You've seen how everybody is. You can speak to different people a certain way, and they're trying to understand how and why, but the ball's in your court. You control the pace and the tempo because now everyone's moving to your pace. They just walked in. They're trying to play catch up, but you was there already. So you already know how everyone is. You're dialed in. You're ready to move and execute. And everyone else is trying to figure out how to keep up with you. So you keep everybody off balance so you can dictate the pace. And because it's your world and it's your pace, you'll succeed where other people will fail. So speaks to the other topic that they speak on, forcing the time, upsetting everybody else's tempo, make other people wait, make other people rush. Because when you keep them off balance and you maintain that level of control, there's something about being able to maintain the order in which you operate that makes you more efficient. If you know anything about the person who slows down tempo and speeds up the tempo, they're moving to somebody else's pace, so you're throwing somebody else off. And when you pay attention to everyone in the room or everybody around you, you'll understand how if somebody moves a certain pace and you can change it, you throw them off. And now you have that ability to dictate the pace and where things go and how they go. So keep that in mind. Check out the chapter. If you made it this far on the podcast, I thank you. I appreciate you. And I'll holler at you later. Peace.